Everywhere we look, it seems like the world is in chaos. Headlines scream about disasters, conflict, and division. Social media magnifies every problem, making it feel impossible to escape. All of this makes it feel like our world is falling apart. But is it really? It's no secret that we're living in challenging times, but before we jump to conclusions, let's break down why so many of us feel like the world is crumbling around us, and what we can do about it. Welcome, I'm Mark, and on this channel we explore straightforward, actionable strategies to help us all become just a little bit better each day. Please consider subscribing. Today, we're talking about this feeling that we get that the world seems to be crumbling around us and we're helpless to do anything about it. First of all, we are bombarded with information. Thanks to 24/7 news cycles and social media, every negative event, no matter how far away, feels immediate and personal. Both cable news and social media have a vested commercial interest in keeping you watching. This constant exposure wires our brains to focus on the bad, a phenomenon called negativity bias. Does this sound familiar? You're scrolling endlessly, feeling like every headline is just one disaster after another. And even after you put the phone down, the weight of what you saw sticks with you. That is negativity bias at work. It's how our brains evolved to focus on threats for survival. The problem is, we're not scanning our environment for saber-toothed tigers anymore. We're literally drowning ourselves in gloom and doom. That's why they call it doom scrolling. Then there's the pace of change, from rapid technological advances to economic uncertainty and environmental challenges. It can feel like the ground beneath our feet is shifting too fast to find steady footing. And then there's personal overwhelm. When global stressors pile on top of our real personal responsibilities, work, family, bills, it can feel like too much to bear. No wonder it seems like everything is falling apart. But here's an important question. Is the world actually worse than it used to be? Or does it just feel that way? The truth is, humanity has faced incredible challenges before. The early 1900s brought 2 world wars, a global pandemic, and the Great Depression. Yet, humanity found a way to rebuild and even excel. These events remind us that resilience is part of who we are. And many aspects of life have actually improved. Global poverty rates are lower, healthcare has advanced, and more people across the globe have access to education. But progress does come with trade-offs. Our interconnected world means that we're more aware of the world's problems, even if they don't directly affect us. This doesn't mean that we should just bury our heads in the sand and ignore these challenges. Things like the fury of natural disasters, growing financial inequality, and political division are very real. But it does mean we need to keep perspective. The world isn't just falling apart, it's also changing and evolving. Hey, please do me a favor. If you're finding value in this video, give it a like, leave a comment, or share it with someone that you think could benefit from it. All these things really help the channel, and your input can really make a difference. How do we cope with this overwhelming sense that the world is falling apart? Well, it starts with action, both personal and collective. First, do your best to limit your media consumption. Take a 24-hour break from the news, or set specific times to check in, and then limit the time that you spend scrolling. That's what I've done. Limiting my exposure to media has helped me greatly with my outlook. I stay away from TV news and I focus on reading online versions of newspapers. The stories are more in-depth and better crafted, and I can choose which ones I want to read rather than being force-fed network or cable news. And I've limited my social media consumption exclusively to YouTube, which gives me more control over the content I want to consume. Next, try this. Every night at the end of the day, write down 3 things that went well that day. And they don't have to be huge, world-shattering events. A kind word from a friend or a colleague, a quiet moment with your cup of coffee, or someone held a door for you. Over time, this helps to rewire your brain to notice the good things around you, even when life feels heavy. And don't underestimate the power of small actions. Whether it's volunteering, supporting a cause, or just being nice to someone, these efforts ripple out in ways we can't always see. We know that our world is far from perfect, but it's not beyond hope either. Yes, it sometimes feels like it's falling apart, but we're not powerless. We can navigate these challenges together. So take a deep breath, find your focus, and remember, even when it feels like things are falling apart, you have the power to build something better. One day, one action, one choice at a time.